On this episode, we play a fun Disney edition game of Would You Rather. Today is September 26, 2023. This is episode 603 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and I am joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you were planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you did not get your advanced dining reservations that you really wanted, do not fear, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
So today we are going off our normal and just going to do something fun because let's be honest, we just got back home from a wonderful weekend that we will actually talk all about next week. One of the main reasons we're not talking about it today is because poor little Lacey, she has been sick and we're not sure, but we might have to take her to the Minute Clinic tomorrow and we'll let y'all know. But I just want to be with my kids. So we're going to put this fun one out. And then we're going to talk all about the great weekend with the new Journey into Moana, or inspired by Moana, and let's see, what else did we do? Oh my gosh,
Food and wine, all the new booths,
that was super fun.
Soaring over California.
Yep.
So we'll cover all that next episode. But we just we got home. It's been a long weekend. We have a long journey coming up over the next several weeks with travel and all. So we're like, you know what? No notes, no rules, just right. Again, Outback. Eventually, they're going to sponsor us.
Oh, okay.
If I keep saying this. So we're going to play a game of Would You Rather, Disney edition. And I'll be 100% honest. So I just stole this idea from my friends over at Ivy Unleashed, who I am the podcast producer for. This week, they released an episode, last week I should say, about Would You Rather. And I was like, you know what? And they had a fun time with it. By the way, coming up very soon, I actually get to guest on their podcast. It is going to be about Disney and life, and I get to tell the entire story of how Rhonda and I met the first night on their podcast. That's coming up soon. I'll share that with you guys. But I told them, I was like, you know what? I'm taking this idea. We're going to do a Disney edition of Would You Rather. And so I looked up, I just Googled. I was like, you know what? It's out there. Would you rather Disney? And I came to a BuzzFeed article with a whole bunch of questions.
Okay.
So would you like to get into Would You Rather?
And every time you keep saying that, I keep thinking of the song by Descendants. Would you rather kiss a frog or
some of that? I saw some of those questions when I was looking at it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Was that Descendants 3, I think? Maybe?
I don't remember, but it's on one of the albums because I own them all.
Yes, you do. All right, let's kick it off. Rhonda, would you rather swim with Nemo and friends or The Little Mermaid?
Oh, The Little Mermaid, hands down. Because it's The Little Mermaid, and I pretended I was her before. Like, we bought Kaylin a actual mermaid tail when they came out. I went to Weeki Wachee Springs before the live action Little Mermaid ever was thought of, and that's a fun place because they actually have mermaids that they're beautiful. And they lower them down they make them all up. They're stunning. They lower them down into the water and they swim around and do a show.
You're in seating, like looking under, you're in aquarium style seating, looking into an aquarium
I believe
with the mermaids?
If I remember correctly,
that's cool.
It's a little stadium seating.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's super cool and they put on a little show and I'm 90% sure they have done The Little Mermaid.
Wow.
Like,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I just feel like Nemo and friends, you're much more likely to be eaten by a shark. Right? Like, you're not going to be eaten by a shark if I'm a merman.
Food.
But if I'm a merman, do you think they're coming after me? A shark is?
Well,
as opposed to a tiny little clownfish?
They did go after flounder.
That is
or
true.
Ariel?
Well, they were going after flounder. I
Okay.
feel like it was going after flounder, not so much Ariel.
You don't think that big old giant shark would have been happy tummy
Looked delicious.
if he got Ariel instead?
Maybe.
Or both of them together?
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Speaking of, we will talk about sushi on the next episode.
Oh, yeah. We tried the new...
Yeah, the new sushi restaurant
Yeah.
in Japan. This one is a silly question. Would you rather cook with Remy in Paris or Tiana in Louisiana?
Oh, I know what you would say.
Tiana, 100%.
I'd say...
Food alone, and also you get to cook with one of the most gorgeous princesses that there is. Alive. Like, stunning. And you get to cook
Okay.
like etouffee and beignets and like gumbo, just
Yeah.
food-wise.
Yeah, that
I
would be
pick
good.
it, but also, would you rather cook with a beautiful woman or a rat?
I mean, I liked the rats when we had them, so I think I would pick a rat.
You pick Remy
Mm-hmm.
and make some ratatouille.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be fun. Just because, I mean, yes. Like, if I like that it's not like, would I rather do that with her or sit outside in the sun for 7 straight hours with it being 100 degrees.
Why would that be a choice?
But I'm just saying, like,
That's an awful game of would
well,
you rather.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where obviously I'd pick Tiana, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm picking because it's not a awful, like, it's not like, it's a good would you rather. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'd rather
Okay.
the rat.
Remy? No, that makes sense. I mean, that sounds good to me. All right. Would you rather clean up after your ugly stepsisters with Cinderella or 7 Little Men with Snow White?
7 Little Men.
You would? You want to clean up after 7 Little Men?
Oh, wait.
Or
Oh,
with them.
clean up. Wait, what?
No, you're cleaning up after the men with Snow White, or you're cleaning up after the stepsisters
Oh.
with Cinderella.
With
I'm picking Cinderella.
Yeah, but they are mean.
They really are. I
The
bet they
men-
leave stuff everywhere. I bet there are.
The
I don't
men?
want to. No, the stepsisters. I bet there's sanitary products that you do not want to see out everywhere. I bet they don't care.
Oh my god.
They don't put them in the trash. They don't flush them down the toilet, which I don't think you're supposed to do. correct?
Jeremy.
I'm just saying. I
Isn't
think
this-
that they're. I bet they are gross.
Well, and then the men, like, do you think? Because they're just like
The
dopey
7 of them,
and
though.
Doc and.
I know that's a lot.
Like,
Of,
but
that's a
I
lot of
think, like-
dudes to have to clean up after.
But I don't think they would do it out of like. I think they would clean up kind of after themselves.
I think so,
There's
too.
not much that she would have to do.
I mean, hi ho, it's off to work we go. Like I feel like they're very
Yeah.
responsible in
Mhm.
cleaning up after themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
I kind of
Yeah.
agree. I think I might pick the men because
that makes more
because
sense. I think so.
even Cinderella's stepsisters, even in both movies, the animated and the live action, I mean, they
They're
do
awful.
things on purpose so
Yeah.
she has to clean up.
That's true.
Like, yeah,
Like mess up the kitchen
Yeah.
and like no, that's true. Okay, let's take. We'll
so
do
I
the-
think I'm going to take the men.
yeah, we'll go with
just
the
because,
7 dwarves.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that sounds good. Okay. Would you rather be swallowed by a whale with Pinocchio
Mm.
or Dory?
Oh gosh, that's right. Can I pick either or neither? I mean,
Neither. Neither. Neither?
I don't
Neither.
know.
I would go with Dory just because she makes me laugh. Although I feel like I would get annoyed real quick with her asking the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I think Pinocchio.
I don't care about Pinocchio at all.
I think Pinocchio for me.
Okay, so you're getting swallowed by a whale with Pinocchio.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is he a real boy at that point?
No.
I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
I've never actually, I think, seen the entire animated Pinocchio.
Yeah, we did. I thought we
Did
watched
we
it
watched
before.
the live action one. Do we watch it
No.
before we watched the live action?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
really enjoyed the live action. I thought it was very well
Mhm.
done. Okay. Would you rather dance with a beast or dance with a frog? It's a weird question.
That is.
You're closer to the size of a frog.
No,
So that would
Well,
be, I feel like, more comfortable.
I would want to dance with the beast
With the
because
beast?
I love Beauty and the Beast.
Aw. Was that in reference to me or no?
Yeah, and you're tall, so I'm used
Yeah.
to tall people.
I'm a beast. Yeah, I think beast.
You would dance with a beast?
I would dance with a beast over a frog.
You wouldn't. Well, Tiana's the frog, so you'd.
Okay, if
It says beast or frog.
Oh no, it actually does say Belle's beast or Tiana's frog. So, as in Tiana's frog, are we talking Tiana as a frog? Because yes. Are we talking about
you
Prince
would dance
Naveen?
this time.
I would. I'd like put her on my shoulder or something.
No,
And
you
then
have to
afterwards, we would cook together and make etouffee.
Okay.
I like it. All right. Would. Oh, this one is not even fair. Oh, no, the next one's not fair. Would you rather ring bells with Quasimodo or paint with Rapunzel?
Paint with Rapunzel, even though I can't paint.
Agreed.
That would be very fun. Kaylin would love that.
Have you seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yes, but it's been a very long time.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh
I know
my
it's an outstanding movie.
Dude.
It's sitting on my shelf next to Wall-E.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, I would pick Rapunzel for anything in a heartbeat as well. All right. Our next one is actually I think it's difficult, even though the answer is very easy. Would you rather have Mushu as a sidekick or Stitch?
Oh my gosh, Stitch.
But Mushu talks.
I don't care. So does Stitch.
And be Eddie Murphy.
He's like, hi.
That's it, though.
And then he's like, nuh-uh.
Well, he does say,
at the very end, he says, at the very end, he talks more. He talks.
Do we think, though, at some
Stitch.
point Stitch could eat your face while you sleep?
Absolutely.
And you're okay with that? Mushu's
Yes.
not. He is, though, a little dragon. But Eddie Murphy, can you imagine just having Eddie Murphy in your back pocket all the time? That would be incredible.
No, I wouldn't Stitch.
You still take Stitch? I mean,
Stitch.
we literally have Stitch as a sidekick.
I know. My
And they're so
doggy.
similar. Is he? Oh, he's below you right now. All right.
Yep.
Would you rather visit Mickey's Playhouse? This is a silly question. Or the Robinson Mansion? Robinsons. Meet the Robinsons. Visit their mansion. How much fun would you have there with the Robinson family?
Yeah.
One of the most underrated Disney movies of all time.
I agree, but at the same time, Mickey's Clubhouse.
And you got to say Miska Mouska all the time. Like,
And Mickey's Clubhouse is very, cool, and there's different things.
you can find a surprise. Yeah, you can get a surprise tool you can use for later. I still think Robinsons is like the way to go there, though. All right. Next up, would you rather be on Maleficent or Dr. Facilier's bad side?
Ooh.
I'm gonna pick Dr. Facilier because as much as I love him, Maleficent, you do not want to mess around with.
He
Dr.
has
Facilier-
magic.
I know, but he's controlled by the Shadow Man. As much as I love Princess and the Frog, Dr. Facilier is a little bit of a weak villain. I said it. Because he's not the true villain. It's the Shadow Man. It is the voodoo. You know what I mean? I mean, he gets swallowed up in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Maleficent, though? She's bad to the bone.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons I do love the live action Maleficent, but I also think it took so much away from her. To me, it'd be like taking Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight and giving him a story, an origin story that makes you feel bad for him. You're like, no, that takes away how scary he is. And I think that's what it did with Maleficent.
I don't know, because I still wouldn't want to be on her bad side.
No,
I
you
mean,
do not want to
see
be on her
what-
bad side.
Yeah,
Still.
I would say her.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. 'Cause
No, you'd rather be
magic?
on Dr. Facilier's bad side because it's not going to be as bad as her bad side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
All right, let's move on to our next Would You Rather. Would you rather run the Pride with Mufasa or the Merfolk with King Trident? I kind of like Mufasa. The Pride and the...
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it'd be gorgeous. It'd be beautiful. But under the sea...
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do King Triton, I think,
Here's my thing with that.
because all the animals. I
That's
like
a
animals.
lot of swimming, though. Like,
Yeah,
how
but shouldn't you
sore
be
and tired are you going to be?
Oh my goodness, you'd be a mermaid.
I'd be, yeah. And that sounds like a lot of work. Flapping your fins doesn't get too far, but
Feet
feet, flapping your feet, yeah. No, but can you imagine
required
like,
for jumping
and
dancing.
I'm walking around on the, what do you call them?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, no, seriously though. Think about how much work that has to take as a mer person, where your entire body from the waist down has to constantly just flapping through water. You ever try to run through a pool? It's hard. Like the resistance work is very troubling.
Okay.
But if you could just be out in the Pride land, just walking around with lions. Come on, that sounds a lot easier at this age in my life.
Okay.
Did I convince you, or are you still
Sure.
swimming with the merfolk? Okay.
I could do Mufasa, I guess.
All right. Would you rather build a snowman with Anna and Elsa, or build a robot, Big Hero 6 style?
On and Elsa.
Oh my gosh, I'm building so many snowmen.
Okay.
I'm making a whole snow people village. Yeah. I mean,
funny.
again, I get
But
to hang out
Big
with Anna
Hero
and Elsa.
6 would be amazing.
Yeah. Do you think you're building the robot to compete? And do the you know what I mean?
Oh,
That would be neat.
Yeah.
The way Hero did.
Mm-hmm.
Still Anna and Elsa.
Yeah.
That's another one. I'm sorry. I've said this all the time. Tiana is Princess and the Frog is my favorite princess movie. Anna is my favorite princess.
Oh.
So if I can hang out with her and build a snowman, I'll take it.
Okay.
Any day of the week.
So what happens if you hit these? What is it say? Why does it say view results?
Oh, no, this is actually on. You can select, and it's telling you on BuzzFeed, if you go out here, it's telling you who's voted for what. So, like, for example, we're doing a new one. Would you rather have magical hair like Rapunzel or ice powers like Elsa? 34% of the people said magic hair. 66% said ice powers. Which would you rather have?
Magic hair.
Agreed. Ice powers isn't going to do that good.
It doesn't heal you.
Yeah, like, oh, no, my drink's warm. Oh, that's good. Now it's cold. Okay, I'll just go get some ice. Right?
Yeah.
But magical hair?
Like if you get hurt.
Stub my toe. Nope, done. Fixed.
Right.
Oh, you could actually put ice on that as well, I guess.
If you get stabbed. Or you cut your hand.
Is that a concern of yours, is being stabbed?
Yeah, I'm a hairdresser. I cut myself all the time.
Okay, but that's your own, like, doing. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like clients are coming in like, oh, can I see those scissors? Just stab you and then you're like, oh, it's okay. I have magical hair. I mean, if you had ice power still, you could do freeze. You could Tony Stark it.
Oh, ew.
Right?
I
And then
don't
just
know.
freeze it. I feel like that's going to give you gangrene or something. I'm not sure how you get gangrene, but that sounds like the way you would get it. All right, let's move on. Would you rather learn archery with Merida or sword fighting with Mulan?
Oh, Merida. 100%.
I'm going to go Mulan
Why?
only because I am an expert marksman when it comes to archery.
Oh, only because you did it one time.
I have shot.
And one
I have
time,
shot a
oh my
crossbow.
God.
I have shot a crossbow one time in my entire life. Would you like to know what my percentage is in
Oh
hitting
my
a bullseye
goodness.
directly on? 100%. I am
Because you,
1 for 1. Therefore, shalt
Mm.
never archer again. But I could take up sword fighting.
okay.
I would probably lose an arm or something. It's like, I don't want to sword fight other people, but just myself. Like, if I could, like, do all the cool stuff, like swing it around like nunchucks, but use a sword or do the cool stuff where you're like, that would be fun.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather? I do want to do the axe throwing sometime, though.
Yeah, that would be fun. We have that around
Still
now.
seems dangerous.
I think tons of people
Yeah.
now are.
Whose idea was that? That has to be a
I
Shark
mean,
Tank thing.
I don't know.
Right? Like, guys were just sitting around. They're like, you know what we should do one time? Just throw axes at wood. And you know what we'll do also? We'll allow other people to do it, and they'll pay us for it. And you know what's even better? Let's let them bring their own alcoholic beverages. What could go wrong?
I think it's these boys were out back one night and they were drinking and they were throwing axes at a tree, and it's like, oh, let's see if you can get a bullseye.
Now
And
they've
it
made
was
a
like-
multi-million-dollar business
They were like,
out of it.
dude, we should make this as a business.
It's genius. Yeah, I've never come up with something that amazing when I've been drinking. All right, would you rather visit the Monster World with Sully and Mike Wazowski or Neverland with Peter Pan? Ooh, that's actually a really good one.
Neverland.
You would? Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of think so too. And I'm not a big Peter Pan fan, but Neverland,
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know what they also have? Mermaids.
Exactly.
It's very mermaid heavy in this Would You Rather. I think I would. Yeah, that's a really good one. I like that. All right. Would you rather live in a lamp with Genie or live in a game with Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm going Wreck-It Ralph. You know why?
Itty bitty living space.
Exactly.
But what if you got in there and like it was
What's that?
like
Brass. Is that covered? Nope, brass.
But what if you got in there and it was like, remember I Dream of Jeannie?
Yeah.
In the bottle, and she like had like this. She was so small. And
Childhood crush.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
What's his name? Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I agree. I think it's too small. But a game, a video game.
Yeah, you have all the floors.
Yeah.
Remember, because
You can go pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
You get to drive a cool car. Okay. Let's move on. I think we have a couple more. Would you rather own Hercules, Pegasus, or 101 Dalmatians?
Pegasus.
I'm going to go straight poo factor. Even though the horse is going to poo a lot and big, it's still going to be a lot less than 101 Dalmatians doing it, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially when we have 3.
Yeah.
And we already clean up after our dogs. So
Hercules, Pegasus.
But I've always loved horses.
Yeah.
And then it's a horse that can fly.
Yeah.
It's not a unicorn, but it's a horse that can fly. What
Yeah.
better thing would that be? You could run and you could like gallop and just frolically run, or you could fly.
I know.
I mean, that's like in, what's it called? Jumanji.
Yeah.
When he's a horse.
Yeah.
And then at the end he
That
flies.
was Aquafina.
Yeah.
Was the horse.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So
And
cool.
Jumanji too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times like you go to a zoo and like you go by the elephants. And I always hear someone, they're like, oh, what a beautiful animal. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's an elephant. They're not beautiful. You see a horse, horses are beautiful.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
stunning animals.
Yeah.
Like I actually can look at them. I like birds. Like birds, we walk around here, or I walk in the morning, I see like a blue heron or a hawk or an eagle or something. To like, that is a stunning looking animal. I see an elephant, I'm just like, ew. Why are people saying that that's a beautiful animal? They're not.
Okay.
I think horses are. All right. Would you rather be
How
a
do you know
flying...
how many people are saying elephants are beautiful?
I've heard it so many times when we've been to the zoo. We're
Yeah.
not like heavy zoo people.
I
I'm
just
making it
heard-
sound like we go all the time.
I just
but,
had to
like,
say.
But same thing, like, okay, you see like a meerkat, right? They're handsome.
Oh, they're super
They're
cute.
adorable. They're
super
cute, right? A giraffe though? Like is a giraffe
Oh, giraffe
beautiful?
is
You
it's
think?
elegant
Yeah.
because the way they move.
Elegant, okay. But like you don't see a boar and you're like, wow, what a stunning, beautiful animal.
Right.
And same thing with a horse. They're not pretty. They're not handsome. I mean, a elephant. They're an elephant. I mean, I think it's impressive what they can do with like their trunk and all.
Mm-hmm.
But
And they flap their ears and they.
well, would you rather be a flying elephant like Dumbo or act in movies like Bolt?
Bolt.
I would like to act.
I thought that'd be
movies.
so cool. I love Bolt. In fact, he was so little and cute. I looked up what kind of dog he was because I was like,
yeah.
maybe he's one that we could get. But
You
no.
remember we almost got a dog and named it Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
When my Aunt Judy, when she was working for the rescue place
Yeah.
in Durham, they had one. It's a white dog. I don't know what breed. And we were thinking about actually going up to see it and get
Mhm.
it. I think it was after Rex passed away.
I think so.
And we're like, all right, we're ready. We can get another dog. Like, and we're going to name him Bolt.
Yep.
And then we found out he was not very healthy and had a lot of issues going on. So we're like,
Yep.
all right, we're not going to do that. Yeah, I think it'd be super fun to be Bolt and act in movies.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. I think being an actress would be really cool. Stitch could be an actor. He could be in a movie.
Stitch, could you be?
Would you rather be a llama like Cusco or a bear like Queen Eleanor?
A bear.
You know why? You can go to Magic Kingdom. You get half the park to yourself. How cool would that be,
is
right?
funny. Wow. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's a little bit of topical humor.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody listens to this 5 years from now, they're going to be like, is he talking about a bear in Magic Kingdom? I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say that. I don't want to be a llama. I don't think they can touch their own head. Like if you had
Wait,
Mitch.
what?
I don't feel like their hooves
That's why.
and arms
That's
could come
why
up,
they then like
scratch their. Yeah, they scratch up
rub
against
it.
things.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. We got one more we're going to end with. Would you rather have tea with Alice in Wonderland or spaghetti with Lady and the Tramp? That's a good one.
Alice in Wonderland.
Because you're focused on Alice or the tea? Or both, collectively?
The Mad Hatter's there. Everybody's there. It's a tea
It
party.
didn't say Mad Hatter's there. It just says Alice. Oh, if you're saying Alice in Wonderland, I bet it means the whole crew.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I would be very uncomfortable. I don't trust the Mad Hatter. Something's going to happen. Like he's going to, yeah. He's the type to come up to your dinner with a bunch of friends and say, hey, does anybody have any money? My serpentine belt broke. Maybe we'll cover it next episode. We were sitting outside at dinner last night.
Yeah.
What was it? Smoking Bones?
Yeah.
With the whole group from home and after the Gift Gets the World event. And it was a very random take for money.
Yes.
And you know, I worked in Baltimore for a decade.
Yeah.
And I've been approached by a lot of folks that had stories and whatever. And I feel very bad for them that they're in this situation. But a guy came up with a broken serpentine belt and was like, this was 11 at night.
Yeah, it was.
And he's like, I just broke down this busted. He's holding it in his hands, broken. And he's like, does anybody have anything? Like just a couple bucks.
Uh-huh.
And it was just, I don't know. And he was working the whole place.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
It was because we were sitting outside, but
yeah,
that's why he was able to come
yes.
up. But I did see him ride off on his bicycle.
Yeah.
So
could at least I would have bought him a bike chain.
Yeah.
But well, that was fun. We could do this one again. This is maybe one we put into rotation, like some of the Q&As and like just lighthearted fun. We've had 2 very busy weekends back to back. We have several busy weekends coming up. We will talk next episode about our weekend with Chuck and Allie. We had such a good time.
Mm-hmm.
All the new food and wine booths. We had some wonderful stuff.
We even had some repeats.
We did. We went back.
I'm excited.
Got some stuff that we love. Rhonda can talk lamb chop from Australia.
Ooh.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We truly appreciate it. If you want to hear that episode on Friday and every Tuesday as well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, get brand new episodes. And we would be so very thankful if, as long as you're out there, you would leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.